Alright, let's see here. Refresh, refresh. Are we live? We are live. Okay. Okay, I won't forget. Okay. This is just a little world tour here. Hi, welcome in. Nice, wonderful. Okay. Okay. And can't see my cursor, so that kind of sucks. But anyway, so this is my Superflat world. This is where we all started. And I'm just in a creative copy right now, so this isn't the actual world. This is just a copy of it. And this is actually a creative copy that I did a little bit of planning for a couple more builds in. And I'll address those when I get to them, but other than that, this is our survival world, just a copy, a creative copy of it. But this is when we started this world, we started in Bedrock Edition. So there were no structures, there were no trial chambers, anything, right? No villages, anything. You couldn't get stone, lava, you couldn't get anything. The only thing we spawned in with was a bonus chest and dirt. 3 blocks of dirt and bedrock forever. Hey, welcome in. Welcome to the stream again. Thanks for coming back. You guys are awesome. And then what am I talking about here? Yeah, so this was a challenging world to start when I started in Bedrock, and the whole first year that I played in this world was basically building up this base, going through the process of getting water, getting iron to collect the water, getting gold to get golden apples to make villagers, to progress on from there. And so I did all this during that time period, and in Bedrock, this was a villager trading hall / iron farm. So we kind of got pretty far in this base without structures. I mean, you couldn't go to the nether yet. You couldn't get lava, right? You couldn't get flint and steel. There's no way to get any ores. There, it's just dirt. So there's no chests. Because there's no structures, right? So it's literally nothing. You have wooden tools. So, until you start trading with villagers. So anyway, I started trading with villagers and basically got to the point at this base where I was like, I was bored. That's all I could do, over here. So I switched the world over to Java, and then after I switched it over to Java, then I, built, this was the only thing, this little tree stump nether portal was the only thing I built at this base after I ported the world over to Java, and this was the last thing that I built at this little starter base area. So let's go through our nether here. Our nether's pretty empty. This is a gold farm designed by Shulkercraft, and it worked fantastically forever. It just broke in this last update, so that's unfortunate, but yeah, I got 3 years out of that gold farm, so that was amazing. It helped me, that gold farm helped me, survive and thrive for real in this world. But anyway, let's go over to our new base. Cool. So this is the base that we started once we ported over to Java. We built our base around a stronghold. So what we did was when we showed up here, there was a stronghold floating in the air, just like this one. But this one was the closest stronghold to our spawn base, which is over off in that direction. So we tore down the whole stronghold, and then we marked out a circle, dug the whole circle out to bedrock, which, you know, is only 3 layers of dirt, so that's not super crazy, but it is a massive circle. So we dug all that and then put all the dirt up top to cover this thing. And yeah, then we called this home and started building the base from here. How do I get it? Yeah, and so the first thing we built was like this center area around the end portal. So I guess you would call this like our hub slash storage room slash, yeah, it's basically our hub. Um, so we built this. We got nether portals down here and portal up there. This is a task board that we've never used like once. And then let me see here. Ooh, hold on. So sorry about that. Let's see here. What did we do? Sorry, I want to be able to see your guys' comments. Yeah, so that was that. Then I think we built our first build on the surface, which was this bee farm. So it's a bee farm. It like up here it's just decoration, and then down below the surface is a little automated bee farm. Not gonna go too in depth into that. Oh, so the parts of the world that I haven't built in survival yet is this drum kit area thing, mountain, whatever, drum kit landscape. I don't know what I want to call it, but this is just a creative build. This isn't here in survival. In survival, I have a third gatehouse like this one and like this one connecting where this structure is. I have a third little gatehouse connecting right here, coming off in survival. So this is just creative playing around. And similarly, I'll say creative playing around, but it's for videos that I was working on. Same thing with this. I built this little uh, mushroom hut base kind of structure for like a concept for the top build for the mushroom farm that would be underneath, um just to kind of use that concept for a video that I was working on, learning, you know, growing my video editing style on. So those aren't in my world yet. Other than that, everything else is in my world. So we got a bee farm. This is our mud hut. It's made out of mud. I like it a lot. Our mud farm, I should say. You have to stand there to use it, so it's not fully automatic, but that's fine. This is our broken automatic wheat farm. It's like a wheat barrel. And then speaking of barrels, we have a fishing barrel over here, which is our, yeah, where we fish. And then with the new happy gas, you put them in water. So I'm thinking I'm going to plant my happy gas in here in survival. So then hopefully at some point I can get a cinematic shot of them, you know, growing up and coming out of our fishing barrel. I think that would look pretty cool. This here is our animal farm. We have our sheep, cows, pigs, and chickens on our roofs, which I don't think I've seen anybody else do before. We have living roofs where our actual farms are on the roofs. The plan here is inside the building, we're going to create micro farms for the respective animals in the little buildings. But these are actually two kind of buildings that are connected by a walkway. And I just really love how this pass through turned out. I love the little vibe of this. But the interiors are bare still. I'm gonna make them farms. This here is a little garden, or it's gonna be a garden. This is a platform for a future garden with a little rope bridge going to our fishing barrel. And yeah, I don't have any solid plans for this quite yet, but we'll come up with something. We got to get paths going at some point. This here is our super smelter. So I think this is a Shulkercraft design too, but I'm not 100% sure. This super smelter, this building, the building's mine, obviously. Everything, all the buildings are my designs. Same thing going on here. This is our dripstone farm. I don't know. I can't remember if I found a tutorial and then tweaked it for what I wanted, or if I have to go back and look. I don't remember if this is my design or someone else's or a conglomeration of the two. I'm not really sure. I'd be lying if I said I remembered. But yeah, I like this build because it's the first time that I tried to focus on like a gradient with shadows on, texturing a roof rather than just kind of random texturing. Like this isn't random texture. I try to go dark to light with the green on this house, but this is a little bit different there. I did something similar over here, but I was playing with Axiom and stuff with that, so it doesn't really apply. Let's see what else is going on. After I built that bee farm, the next thing I built in survival was actually I started from left to right and kind of built up this house design. Down here, this is our moss farm. So this is where we got all the moss to build this, and terracotta comes from villagers. We'll get to our trading hall in a little bit. But yeah, we kind of built this out. This over here is our little library section of the house. Other than this, the interior is still pretty bare. So this whole base is obviously still a work in progress. But you go down here, or you could go through inside here. Like I say, this is kind of bare. But I like this level, how I am proud of myself a little bit, how I made the second level be the level that is, open to the air with walkways, and then the third level above it being enclosed and roofed. I think that just that decision kind of took this build design up a notch and kind of took my understanding of building up a notch just a little bit. One little learning curve that I had in this world, and that continues over here. And the thought was eventually that I would have this kind of style of build wrapping all the way around to create like a courtyard. But then I built this garden shelf area, which, by the way, these pillars house some of my trophies for the world and just decorations. But I really like these pillar designs that are holding up what's going to be a garden in the future. But yeah, just as you can walk on this level all the way around, go through the rope bridges, up the stairs, up to this level, back down over here. You can make it from there all the way around on our survival world, all the way around to about this point. And same thing up top eventually. So yeah, let's look at some of the things we integrated into this build. So this is our melon farm here, which means that side is our pumpkin farm, and this is our cactus farm. They're all automatic, and again, you can walk right through, keep on moving with your path. Ooh, water's loud. But yeah, we got some villager crop farms going on over here. Nice little just platforms connecting everything with these pillars. I like this little pillar design I got going. Spiral staircase up. Another little farm up here, and Oh, I saw who did this. Wax Fraud. Wax Fraud inspired me to make those little sleeping benches. Um, so yeah, anyway, that's this area kind of covered. I really like this rope bridge and how this whole area kind of turned out. Um, let's see. Let's go over here. Let's check out our iron farm. So this thing I'm pretty proud of because this is one of the first functional builds that I built that I tried to incorporate like movement into. So this is our iron farm, and if you look down here, you can see all the internals are below the surface. That's the actual iron farm down there. And they get transported up and come down the killing chambers right here. But what's really cool is they pass through the build up top before they get dropped into the killing chamber. And the way they pass through this build is they go through the building, through the roof or the ceiling, and then flow over this water wheel as if they're flowing with the water into this water pond down into the killing chamber, right? So I'm pretty proud of this design. I wish there were golems in there to show you what I'm talking about here, but that's all right. I'm also pretty proud of this gatehouse this gatehouse design. How I got this kind of windy, wavy pattern going with the oak stairs and slabs and stuff, and these circle pass-throughs, and this just like it's not a gate, it's kind of just a pass-through, right? And it makes for a beautiful transition whether you're going out of the courtyard or into the courtyard. So I'm pretty proud of that design too. I think that may have covered everything on the surface. I think so. Let's go below the surface. This is obviously all our storage. I'm not gonna like sit here and open all my chests, but little enchanting table over here. Under this staircase is our portal room that we showed you. This is the bed that we've used the most, I believe. And then this is just an elevator and some furnaces. This is still open and that's still open, but these two hallways I have branched off. This was the first one. This was, you know, maybe a 1,000 days into the world or something like that. I started building this, and this is our sugarcane farm. Fully automatic, gets pushed to right here somewhere. And then this is our mob farm / shooting gallery. But what's really cool about this mob farm is I built a mob sorter into it. So what that means is these mobs, like creepers go here, skeletons go here, zombies go here, and then miscellaneous goes here. And then if I flip this lever, they fall down. See, creepers will only go there, skeletons will only go there, right? They'll fall down here to the kill chamber or just fall all the way down to their death, you know. But that's that. So yeah, this actually took a long time. Oh, this is just the on and off switch. But this took a long time for me to figure out how to develop. But that was cool. And then, so that's it for this route so far. Oh no, I had a baby zombie piglin here named Zap, so he despawned. But again, this is a copy, and this is on a realm, so he may just not have got transferred. This hallway here is the first time ever I attempted to build with brick in Minecraft. So, you know, think it turned out okay. And this is our current villager trading hall. Now, this may be the single build that I'm most proud of in this world to date, which, actually may mean the build that I'm most proud of in Minecraft as a whole that I've done, because yeah, I think this is the most work I've put into an area in a world, designing this and then actually getting all the villagers to have all the right. I got all the right types of villagers with all the right types of trades. Like these villagers, I couldn't just get all the stonemasons. I had to get stonemasons and make sure that I got every single color of terracotta, right? So I did that. I did my due diligence here. And then I got my little bottom layer with the little, what would you call this, market stalls down here with some of the miscellaneous kind of villagers that I don't use too often. And then yeah, these are uh all my librarian villagers, my clerics, more librarians, all the works, right? I'm pretty proud of this place. And then right here is usually a zombie that we can click the button and send back to infect whichever villager I select, and then we can cure them and get trades down. So this is also our cobblestone generator right now. And then we have a custom little cave path that I don't know if this is overkill, if this looks good, don't know, but it leads down to our sheep farm or our wool farm, where we have oh yeah, see, some things aren't copying over, or is it the vines? Yeah, no, some things just aren't copying over. But yeah, we built this with room to expand. I want to eventually create a big old huge cave system in here that, like, connects down to there, connects a bunch of farms and everything kind of with this vibe here. This goes back up to the surface into our sheep farm, underneath our animal farm build. This goes into the build underneath the sheep area because, I thought that made sense for our wool farm to be underneath our sheep at our animal farm. A little creeper face here, nod to Etho's original man cave, I think he called it, which is kind of, the epitome of custom cave bases, which is obviously what I was, the vibe I was trying to go for here. So yeah, just a little nod to the king there for Etho. Oh, but out of amethyst. And then let's see. Do I have anything else going on in this world? So I have a trial chambers farm. I have a raid farm and a bad omen farm, but everybody can find a raid farm or a bad omen farm. I think the thing that I have to offer that is unique is my trial chambers farm. So let's go take a look at that. That's off this direction, just a little bit of a ways. So sorry for the boring fly over here, but just a little bit of ways in this direction we'll find our trial chambers farm, and I can kind of explain what's going on with it. But I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm about to get ready to hop off here in a little bit. I think this will probably be the last thing we show. Our end dimension is pretty bare, other than a simple Enderman farm. So I think this is probably the last thing of note in this world so far. But yeah, so okay, so check this out. So trial chambers in this Superflat world just generate floating in the air like you saw the stronghold does. So similarly to the stronghold where I tore the whole thing down and then built my base around it, well, I tore down this entire trial chambers, leaving only the spawners, which you can see here. And I built a track around, making sure to be in range of every single spawner, so I could ride a minecart and not have to worry about flying to activate, because originally I was flying around with Elytra to activate all these. Then what would happen was the mobs spawn on these fire blocks, die, the loot goes, spawns on top of the spawners, and then goes up water columns, gets transferred through hoppers over here to kind of the base of where you start and end the minecart. So it's a cool little roller coaster slash farm. I could actually see myself building it into like a pretty decent roller coaster project in the future that looks nice, as a trial chamber farm slash event. Maybe you actually have to fight some of the mobs kind of thing. I don't know. Um, but for now, it works pretty well. You get, I mean, just insane amounts of ominous keys and stuff. I haven't quite remedied. There's problems. I haven't figured out the best way to kill breezes. I tried with lava chambers, but it doesn't really work out because they it worked out in the snapshots, but once the full release with the trial chambers dropped, it didn't work because the AI changed a little bit, I think, so that as they're just floating down, they can move around and pathfind before they hit a block. So just putting a kill chamber underneath the breeze spawners doesn't really work anymore. So anyhow, that's this, and I think that's that. Here, before I end this stream, I'm gonna fly back over and see if I can, you know, get a nice little decent shot of the world and my character and everything and say bye properly. But oh yeah, so that's how trial chambers generate in a super flat world. So yeah, so like I say, I got structures now. You get structures once you start playing in Java. I don't know if I was clear about that being the reason why I switched to Java. Um, but anyhow, let's see. Alrighty. Oop. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? Ah, okay. Well, let's kind of fly over this way and get a nice little um, shot of our little base here that maybe I could use for a future thumbnail or something. I don't know. I've used this angle before. It seems to work because, although, like I say, I'm trying to be transparent about the fact that this build behind me isn't in the survival world quite yet. It does make, uh, it does make for some good eye candy. So, anyway, um, yeah. So anyway, this is a good shot right here. I might clip a thumbnail from this eventually, but yeah, thanks for the handful of you guys that took the time to sit and listen to me ramble about my little Minecraft world here. Um, I hope you guys like it. I plan on doing a whole bunch more in this world, obviously, moving forward. But right now, I'm kind of working on getting help. What does working with editors look like? What is um, me refining my editing look like? What is me leaning more on streaming rather than videos look like, right? All those things. I'm experimenting as my personal life is kind of getting more and more chaos, or, chaotic. And I'm ranting at you guys right now. But anyway, yeah, all that to say, I appreciate you guys. I'm still learning this whole YouTube streaming video, all that. So bear with me. I appreciate your support. And yeah, I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to end the stream, and I hope you all have a good night. Thanks so much.